In the previous videos in this series, we created our Tauri desktop application. In this video, I'll walk you through the process I used to create a release build for distribution. I have a checklist of 5 items that I went through to prepare the application for production. App icons. Tauri gives us a command to generate app icons from a source image or logo. So first, we need to get the logo for the application. To get a source image or logo, I'm using this icon.kitchen app. So I selected the icon and I selected the background and I selected macOS. And you can see how the icon would look in our system dock. After that, I clicked on download. When I downloaded the icon, it came out as a .icns file. I have a command in the README file of the GitHub repo to convert a .icns file into a PNG file, which is the format that Tauri expects our source image to be in. All right, so here, inside the app folder, inside SROC Tauri, you find the icons folder. So you can see our source image is the image that we generated from icon.kitchen. And so you can see all the different versions of that particular icon in different sizes. The next item is the content security policy. This is what Tauri uses to whitelist network connections. In the tauri.conf.json file, we have CSP. So this is where we whitelist all the network connections. So you can see I have this API QRO server. So this is what I use to generate the QRO code that we scan for Expo preview. And you can see we have WebSocket server in here. So every network connection that you make from the web view, you must add it here. So it's whitelisted. So if you notice, we don't have the fast API server information here. And the reason for that is all the calls that we are making to the fast API server is going through the Rust backend. So it's not affected by CSP. Next is application signing. This is particularly important if you're building for macOS. If you don't sign the application will not run on the Mac. You'll get that gatekeeper error and you won't be able to run the application on the Mac. I have an Apple developer account, and so I just used it to sign the application. If you go to the README of the project, I have a section there where I described everything that I did to sign the application. The next item is the Updater plugin. Tauri gives us this Updater plugin that we can use to update an application when there is a new release. So it's particularly helpful for update management, and so I added it to the checklist. The last item is the GitHub Actions workflow. So I'm using GitHub Actions to build the binaries for the different platforms. So I'm building for Mac, I'm building for Windows, and I'm building for Linux. Let me show you the YAML file. So here in our GitHub workflows release.yaml file, you can see it's a GitHub Actions configuration. And so here I have the platforms. So you can see the different platforms. So macOS latest, macOS Intel, Ubuntu, Linux, and then Windows. So here we have the environment variables that we captured from the application signing step. I saved all these environment variables on GitHub. Let me show you. On the GitHub repo, inside settings, inside secrets and variables and actions, you can see new repository secret. So you see all the secrets in here. So these are all the secrets that I've configured for GitHub Actions. All right, so you can see project path, we are using app. So because we are on a mono repo, right, I have the Tauri code inside here, so inside the app folder. So I'm basically telling you to go into that folder and run the build. So here on the GitHub repo, you can see all the previous actions. So I just have one action. So you can see all the jobs. I want to show you the release tab. You can see the release section here, version 1.0. So you can see all the binaries and the installer that the actions generated. So if I wanted to trigger a new release, let's say I wanted to trigger version 1.0 1.1, all I need to do is just create a Git tag and then push that Git tag. And once I push it, it triggers a new workflow run. And then once the run is successful, I go to release and then I create a new release. All right, that's all for the video. I hope you found value in it. Do like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.